Myer, we're looking for different ways to make money, different revenue streams. And the owned asset and collection of them is a very high margin revenue stream. You have infrastructure which exists, and with a little bit of investment through some FTEs and some talented salespeople and some strategic thought and planning, you can generate tomorrow an immediate revenue stream which is incredibly high margin. So it's about engaging consumers, your customers, better in a more sharply and more relevant way, but also commercialisation. That's the big play. That's the double jump which we've experienced, and we certainly experienced at Virgin, didn't we?
What we learned was the 20 million people a year, or the 1.8 million travellers on a monthly basis were certainly highly engaged with us. We had a great opportunity to talk to them and engage them, and rather than going out in a similar way, rather than going out and finding them in other areas, be it in an out-of-home environment or on TV or any of those sort of channels, we learned that there was a great opportunity to connect with them when they were already in our environment. And we actually mapped the journey, worked out that we talked to them 70 times along a flight, and we learned that from a reach and frequency point of view, it was far more valuable than some of the stuff that we were doing and spending a lot of money elsewhere.
It's a very easy conversation to have with a board or with your CEO when it's very commercially anchored, and there are proven case studies around the place which you can speak to. So it's not a pitch for a large fund of money to do a communications program which will position the brand in a better way. It's very sharply commercial, and it's something which, as a marketing organisation within a broader organisation, is a great thing to do and a great thing to be the custodians of, because it brings immediate credibility to the marketing function as a revenue-driving entity, and it's revenue-driving in a sustained way as well. It's not a here and now, start and finish. It's a sustained platform, and particularly in businesses which are low margin and run in a lean fashion, that's almost breakthrough, because we're all looking for ways to grow and grow at rate. And this is almost, to dumb it down, it's just a no-brainer. It's just a must-do. The secret code, I think, is having single accountability of all assets. So in traditional businesses, I'm guessing much like yours, you'll have an owner of the e-com platform, you'll have an owner of your magazine, you'll have ownership of your membership program, the database. It's about consolidating ownership. So there's, a dog needs an owner.
First thing I would do is take a 30,000 foot view in terms of consolidating the assets, agreeing on which ones are important to the brand that you wouldn't play with. So when we did it at Virgin Australia, we had 70, we said 35 of them are untouchable, so they're brand moments that we wouldn't consider using elsewhere. Then there's 35 that we consider commercialising or working with other partners. Of those 35, I'd be saying pick a few and then test, learn, refine with brands that you're comfortable working with.
It's just as important to hang out with the right brands to help us on the journey back to a more contemporary, relevant brand. So partnering with the Airbnbs or the Red Balloons or the Spotifys, that's great for our brand. And equally, having those sorts of brands advertising and communicating, engaging consumers through our channels is a good thing. So that's a tick, and it's a positive. The important thing, of course, is that there's brand congruence, but also that the communications and or advertising which you play out through your ecosystem doesn't get in the way of customer experience.
Yeah, so we moved from saying, as an example, hey BMW, we think that our customers would probably like to buy a BMW, or we know that they're affluent and they're high income earning because they're travelling and they're sitting in a lounge environment. So we think that it's a great opportunity for you guys to, hey, BMW, we have 1.6 million new car intenders that will be flying with us over the next 2-month period. 700,000 of them are likely to buy a premium European car, 400,000 of them will think of a BMW first, and 80,000 of them will likely walk into a dealership in the next 3 months or the next 6 months. And if you can walk into someone with that sort of detail, then it's kind of a no-brainer that there's a partnership that needs to happen.